Hello student, good morning all of you. I hope you all are fine. I am Neeraj Khare, the science teacher of class 7. So dear student, today is the third part of chapter 10, respiration in organism. Respiration in organism. Dear, starting from the smoking. Today's topic is smoking. Smoking. Smoking, lungs are very delicate organs and the initials for the breathing. Thus, the weeping as the alive, the smoking tobacco in the form of the bidi, cigarette, or cigar damage our lungs gradually and the success ill health. Lungs are very delicate organs and the initial for the breathing. Thus, the weeping as the alive, smoking tobacco in the form of the bidi, cigarette, or cigar damage our lungs gradually and the cases ill health. While the smoke along with the chemical present in the tobacco enter our body. These chemicals present in tobacco damage the lungs in many ways, like the breathing becomes the different cases, lungs, cancers, heart diseases, etc. Like the breathing becomes the difficult cases, lungs, cancer, heart disease, etc. So while the smoking smokes along with the chemical present in tobacco entire our body. These chemicals present in the tobacco damage the lungs in many ways, like the breathing becomes difficult cases, lungs, cancer, heart diseases, etc. Smoking also affects the pupil around the smokers as they also inhale air containing tobacco. This is called the passive the smoking. Smoking also affects the pupil around the smokers as they also inhale air containing tobacco. So this is called the passive smoking. The mechanism of the breathing involves the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. The complete process of the breathing can be discussed as follows. So the mechanism of breathing that involve the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. The complete process of the breathing can be discussed as follows. Breathing in or inhalation. Breathing in or inhalation. So when we breathe air in, two processes occur the together. Examples: the muscles between the rib contract, causing the rib cage to move upward and outward, while the diaphragm contract and move the downwards. When we breathe air in, two processes occur together. The muscles between the ribs contract, causing the rib cage to move upward and outward. So while the diaphragm contract and moves downwards. This upward and downwards movement of the rib cage and the diaphragm respectively increase the space in the chest cavity and make it larger. This upward and downward movement of the rib cage and diaphragm respectively increase the space in the chest cavity and make it larger. As the chest cavity becomes the larger, it sucks air from the outside the lungs and the lungs get filled up with air and expand. As the chest cavity becomes the larger, so it sucks air from the outside the lungs and the lungs get filled up with air and expand. Look at this picture. For the diaphragm move upward inhalation, air is down in rib moves outside and lung expand, the diaphragm move upward. So is called as the inhalation. And breathing out or exhalation. Breathing out or exhalation. The breathing out of exhalation, when we breathe air out or exhale, the reverse process take place. The muscles of the rib release, causing the rib cage to move downward and inward. So while the diaphragm release and move upward. Breathing out or exhalation, when we breathe air out of the exhale, the reverse process take place in the muscles of the ribs, release casing the rib cage to move downward and inward. So while the diaphragm release and move upward, release and move upward, while the diaphragm the release and move upward. This downward movement of the rib cage and upward movement of diaphragm decrease the space in our chest cavity and make it smaller. When the chest cavity becomes smaller, the air is pushed out of the lungs. This downward movement of the rib cage and upward movement of diaphragm decrease the space in our chest cavity and make it smaller. When the chest cavity becomes the smaller, the air is pushed out of the lungs. So diaphragm move the downward exhalations. So air forced outside, rib move back, and chest cavity becomes the smaller. And chest cavity become the smaller. Sneezing. Sneezing. The air we inhale contain the various types of the unwanted particles like the smoke, dust, pollen, etc. There the particles are allowance during the inhalation. These particles get trapped in the air present in our nasal cavity. The air we inhale the contain the various type of the unwanted particles like smoke, dust, pollen, etc. There the particles are occurrence during the inhalations. These particles get trapped in the air present in our nasal cavity. They causes the irritations in the lining of the nasal cavity as the result of which we sneeze. The expels the foreign particles from the inhaled air so that the dust free clean air may enter into the lungs, so that the dust free clean air may be enter into the lungs. So we should take care while the sneezing in that we must cover our nose so that foreign the particles expelled during the sneezing may be not be inhaled by another person nearby us. While should we take care while the sneezing in that we must cover our nose so that foreign the particles expelled during the sneezing may be not be inhaled by another person nearby us. Exhaled air contain a carbon dioxide. Exhaled air contain the carbon dioxide. So exhaled air contain the carbon dioxide. The air is a mixture of the gases like the nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. So etc. The difference between the inhaled air and the exhaled air is that the inhaled air contain the more oxygen while the exhaled air contain more carbon dioxide. Exhaled air contain the carbon dioxide. The air is mixture of the gases like the nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water vapor, etc. The difference between the inhaled air and the exhaled air is that the inhaled air contain the more oxygen while the exhaled air contain more carbon dioxide. So, beside the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, the air also contain the more water vapor. Exhaled air contain more water vapor than the inhaled air. Beside the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, the air also contain the more water vapor. Exhaled air contain more water vapor than the inhaled air. The air which we inhale and exhale is a mixture of the gas and the water vapors. The inhaled air is rich in oxygen while the exhaled air is rich in the carbon dioxide. The percentage of the oxygen and carbon dioxide inhaled and the exhaled air can be so as follows. Oxygen and carbon dioxide inhaled, the exhaled air can be so as follows. So percentage of the O2 and percentage of the CO2 for exhaled and inhaled. Inhaled air of the 21%, for the inhaled or exhaled air of the 16.4%, and inhaled air of the carbon dioxide is 0.4%, and exhaled air 0.4%. So dear student, today's topic is complete, and I send you the your homework for the complete your work and send it. And today is a test, online test day, so send your test paper, so complete your test and send me. Thank you.